Hello, this is Elvira, and today I'm going to show you how to create this flower. It's a Poinsettia. I got two different sizes here, and I'm going to show you how to create this. What you're going to need is 5 of a large oval, and actually I used a Fisker oval shape cutter. And for this flower and this flower, actually for this flower I used 5 of the larger circle, the 1 1/4 by 1 1/2, actually the 2 1/4 by 3. Then I used 5 of the 2 inches by 2 1/2, and then 4 of the 1 1/2 by 2. For the one I'm going to show you, I actually made it a little smaller. I used 5 of the 2 inches by 2 1/2, 5 of the 1 1/2 by 2 inches, and 4 of the 1/4 by 1 1/2. You're going to need some ink. You're going to need a stylus. You're going to need some kind of ruler. And you're going to need some kind of shape at deco edge scissors. I used a scallop. And actually I use the amount for this one that I'm going to demonstrate now. I'm going to be using the peaks and valleys. But for this one, for these, I actually used a smaller scallop scissors. And I used a scallop edge. Okay. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to have your oval when it's cut. You're going to fold it in half, okay? And the color that you want outside, you're going to need to put in inside. So this is the color that's going to show. This is the color that's not going to show, okay? So you fold it in half. Then you take your lollipop, your popsicle stick or your ruler, and then you score a 1/4 inch, actually that's a 1/8 of an inch in from the fold line, and then you fold back and make a good crease, and that's how you get that. Then you're going to take your scissors, either way, if you want it this way or the other way, however you want it. You're going to go ahead and take your scissors and you're going to cut, and as you cut you're going to roll the leaves, okay? It's something like this. I'm going to cut and roll my leaf in as I cut. Okay? So that's what you need to do. And I went ahead and did that to all the flowers, all the petals, and then you're going to take an ink pad, and either you can use a sponge like I have here, and you ink your edges for a softer look, or you can take your ink pad and directly ink the edges. When you do that, it creates like you get a more harsh inking than if you use your sponge. Okay, so I went ahead and started. You're gonna need a chipboard circle. You can either do it out of regular cardstock or out of chipboard. This is actually cereal boxes. What I do is when I have cereal boxes, I just cut a bunch of circles with my circle cutter, and I save them so that way I can easily just get, when I want to do projects, I just easily pull those chipboard circles and I have them ready for anything. You're going to need quick drying glue, and I'm going to put some glue in the center. Then you're going to arrange your petals. So you're going to put 5 petals on the first layer. Okay. And don't worry about the center, we'll take care of that. So there's my first layer. Then now it's going to now I'm going to layer my middle layer, which is my medium-sized flower. I'm going to put more glue. You can use also a heat gun if you want a hot glue gun. I'm not very good with those things, so that's why I use this glue. Plus, it gives me a chance to rearrange my flowers, my petals. If I don't really like how it looks, I can rearrange them. I have more play when I use this type of glue, the Scotch quick bind glue. Okay. So you're gonna see the gaps. You're gonna try to put your second layer in between those gaps. Okay. And the next layer, one more petal. This one. Okay. You can use your popsicle stick to kind of push the petals down and give it a second to dry. Okay, so now that's how your flower looks. Now the next layer is going to be your smaller petals. Make sure you have enough glue there. And you're going to put these in between, again in between the gaps. So in between these petals. And you only need 4 of these. Okay. 2, 3. Right. And hold it down a little bit. And actually it looks good with 3. This one I'm going to leave 3. Okay. So now I have 3 more here because I was going to show you how you can do like half a layer. I'm going to go ahead and cut this because I don't need such a big. Just need a little circle. And I'll show you how I use a 3-petal Poinsettia on a layer, on a layout. And it looked pretty nice. Okay, and one more. Let's put that here. Once it dries, you just cut the excess that you see, or you can hide it with rhinestone. So there, I have my layers. So now I'm going to take some rhinestones, and I'm going to put it one there, one there, and one there. Okay, so that's starting to look like a holly. And actually like a poinsettia. Then here for this one, once it dries, then you go ahead and put, we're going to let it dry. Once it dries, I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 rhinestones like that. This one I did it a little while ago and it's still, the glue is still drying. Okay. And let me show you some projects of my layout where I use this. Okay. Bring it over. So this is my layout. This is my Ponsenta, and actually this one had 6. I put 6 petals and then 5 and then 5. So you can create it however you want it, how many petals you want to put on there. And then I put 3 rhinestones, and then this is the one is where I used the 3 petals, and I went and put 3 rhinestones in the middle. Okay, so this is one. This is the other one that I created, and another one that I created that needs to dry. Once it dries, you won't see the glue. It'll dry like this. It'll look nice. You won't see that gloppy glue there. I hope to see you next time, and thank you for visiting my blog and my YouTube channel, and see you next time. Bye.